Oh man, what is up, Millennial Nation? Oh, what a good weekend, man. Millennial Nation worldwide. I am the OG Millennial, and coming at you live on a Sunday here in Los Angeles, California. A little bit of rain this morning. It was nothing though, for LA. We are looking at some interesting stuff happening in the MMA world and in the boxing world and in the wrestling world, right? Professional wrestling. We got WrestleMania coming up next weekend. I know a lot of people are going to be excited for that one. I think that the most exciting part about it is probably the fact that John Cena is going to be making a comeback, right? Even though he was supposed to be retired, he's making a comeback to host WrestleMania. So it will be interesting to see what type of dynamic he brings to the show, to see if he gets involved in any other way other than just announcing some stuff like the attendance records, stuff like that. And the card is going to be pretty good too. All right, you got the Roman Reigns versus CM Punk main event, and we also have the Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton uh, title main event. But the most exciting match that I'm looking forward to is Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. And I talked about this a couple days ago, actually, when well, I guess it was a couple weeks ago now that since I talked about Oba, it was when Oba and Brock Lesnar first had their interaction, right? Their first interaction where Oba Femi had his foot on the chest of Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring, right? Making a statement that, as I think back, I don't think I could even think of anybody who made that statement, right, against Brock Lesnar. But nonetheless, they have built up a very interesting storyline over the last few weeks with Obafemi pretty much beating up Brock Lesnar and getting the best of him. Um, it's going to be interesting to see if Paul Heyman has anything to do with the ending result, right, at WrestleMania. And I'm not sure if it's on the Saturday or on the Sunday card, but it's definitely one of the reasons why I will be watching. It's one of the ones you could watch on ESPN, right? If you have the ESPN package with Disney Plus, right, and Hulu, right? It's like $35 I'm paying for this monthly, so it's gonna be worth it, I'm sure. The big build up with CM Punk and Roman Reigns is the biggest one in my opinion, as far as dynamic and depth goes. But the Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton little rivalry that's been building up a lot too, and surprised in the direction that they're going with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton using celebrities to come in like Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll. But I understand it's WrestleMania season and they want to do what they can to get as much eyes and people in those seats as possible, right? WWE is smart like that. Um, so if you're looking at the overall card itself, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, I've been talking about for like a month now, and I originally was giving it to Roman Reigns, and the use of his of his bloodline and his family bloodline. But over the last few weeks now, CM Punk has definitely made a comeback, and it's almost tied, right? Last time I got on here talking about CM Punk and Roman Reigns, um, it was Roman Reigns 4, CM Punk 1, right? And let's see if I can remember it. If dating back, it started off with Roman Reigns getting the better of CM Punk with words. And then because the second time it came out, he made CM Punk lost, in my opinion, because a lot of people thought CM Punk won. There it is, because CM Punk mentioned something about Roman Reigns' father, right? And which really made this rivalry heat up, right? The first one, Roman Reigns was talking shit, got the better of CM Punk. The second one, CM Punk was talking okay, but he had to resort to disrespecting someone else's family members. And in my opinion, like I said back then, CM Punk lost that battle, right? Because it was no longer about Roman Reigns. He had to bring in someone else, and so when you're no longer talking about the person, you have to bring in someone else, then you lost that battle, in my opinion. So that was CM Punk, Roman Reigns, 0-2. And then the next week was the Usos, right? So the Usos come out, talk to CM Punk. CM Punk talks more crap to the Usos. Bam! Jimmy Uso punches CM Punk in the face. That's a win for Roman Reigns, right? CM Punk got punched in the face, and Roman Reigns didn't even have to get his hands dirty. So that's a win for CM Punk, or no, for Roman Reigns, right? And the following week, I think it was I don't even remember what happened the last week. Oh yeah, the last week was CM Punk, right? Punched Roman Reigns. So that was week 4, and in my opinion, I gave that one to Roman Reigns too because he took the punch, laughed, and was the one who was left in the ring at the end of the match, right? So I had given it 4-0 to Roman Reigns at that point, right? Over that month. But then CM Punk made some comebacks, right? Like he caused Roman Reigns to lose control and throw CM Punk through the what is it, the announce table, right? And you know, Roman Reigns is over him going crazy, and CM Punk is still like, yeah, yeah, what, you know? And so I gave that win to CM Punk. And so then you have the next battle where it's like, you know, they go head to head, and CM Punk pulled some stuff out on that one too. And it's just since they've been going back and forth over the last couple weeks, like CM Punk has been getting the better of Roman Reigns, right? And as you can tell, I've kind of not as focused on the events of that happening because I'm more excited about and focusing on the Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar match. Like that's the match I'm looking forward to the most, um, and it's causing me to overlook the stuff going on between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Plus, Roman Reigns hasn't been there for a couple weeks now, so you know that's not helping either. It was a hell of a promo that CM Punk gave, though, right? And now it seems like CM Punk is beefing with Pat McAfee, right? So that's probably a setup for a Survivor Series match, but like it's not even about Roman Reigns and CM Punk anymore. So that's that. And Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton is not about them either. It's about Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee. So that's that. But hopefully Brock Lesnar and Obafemi will just be a solid wrestling match between an old wrestler who was dominant for the last 20 years in almost every combat sport he was in, and a new and upcomer, an up and comer, right, in WWE and Obafemi. And Obafemi gonna smash, in my opinion. But if Brock Lesnar won, I wouldn't be surprised either, right? Like, because Brock Lesnar is a beast, and he's been doing a good job at letting the other guy, Obafemi, look very good and strong, right? So, um, tune in next week. This week, today, Sunday, AEW has their pay per view, and I'm not watching that one because I don't pay for pay per views. You know, one, I don't have cable, so I don't pay for it that way, and I do have HBO Max specifically for AEW Dynamite, right? And I guess a couple other shows and live events for sports. But I mean, the deal that they were offering was a $40 for the pay per view through HBO Max, but I'm already paying $20 a month for HBO Max, so I'm not paying an extra $40 for one show that only has one match that I'm looking forward to anyway, man. I can't wait to see what the highlights are for the MJF versus Kenny Omega match. Like that is in my opinion the only build up for that pay-per-view that's happening probably right now that I could even think of, right? Like they have a lot of other matches and a lot of other people on the card, I'm sure. And when I watch and hear the reviews, I'm sure that it'll be mixed with a whole bunch of different reviews. But I know ultimately the only thing that stands out the most is MJF, the Devil, versus Kenny Omega, the God. And um, I think MJF is going to pull that one out. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he had to resort to using some type of cheating tactics because he is an ass like that. But maybe he wants to do the sport of professional wrestling justice by just having a straight up win. Or maybe Tony Khan goes a different direction and gives the belt to Kenny Omega, you know, with a lot of people getting retirements and like dedications for the last years of their, you know, usage in wrestling. You know, maybe this is their way of saying, all right, Kenny Omega, you have it for one more go, right? And see what you can do. But I'll be reporting on that throughout the week, probably, right? I'm gonna try and get back to doing the Raw versus Dynamite reviews, right? The 4 categories, but that's for the pro wrestling, man. For the boxing stuff, though, we got a little bit of news happening, right? We got the news happening with Tyson Fury, right? He fought against Makhmudov yesterday on Netflix, and I watched it. It was a great fight between two big guys, right? Makhmudov is known for fighting bears, right? And apparently he was number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world, right? So he's not a pushover, right? Tyson Fury took him the distance, went to full 12 rounds, and won dominantly on the scorecard, right? I don't know if the Gypsy King could have KO'd him earlier, and if he was just toying with him to last the 12 rounds for the the Gypsy King's stamina purposes, right? Or if Makhmedov just got a solid head like that, but he was absorbing some punches, and I'm surprised he didn't get KO'd, right? A lot of the fights actually on that Netflix card went the distance. They all went to the decision except for the second fight. The uh, the fight before the main event was a pretty good fight too, though. That was the one with Ben versus Progress, right? A couple of English guys, I think. I'm not familiar with English boxing, so I don't know any of these guys. But it was a hell of a fight, man. Ben won, right? I think it's like a. I'll have the effects up here so you can see his name. But Ben won, and he won in a dominant fashion. In fact, if you looked at the other guy's face, Progress, right, it's all beat up. And the other guy's face wasn't beat up until like the very end, and it was caused by a headbutt, right? Like this guy, Progress, started getting desperate at the end there, doing some low dirty tactics, man. Came in with that headbutt, cracked homeboy in the side right here, busted up that whole entire eye, right? But yeah, I guess in a fight, you're losing a fight. You don't want to go out without some type of mark on the other person, right? But he didn't get deducted a point for that because sometimes you do lose points for that. But another fight that went the distance, right? Deontay Wilder fought. I didn't see that fight, but I did see the highlights on the YouTubes, and it seemed like another good heavyweight fight, right? The guy he fought against, he seemed like he had a pretty strong chin. Derek Chisaro went to a split decision, right? That was one of the ones that was in London. A lot of fights happening overseas in London right now. It reminds me of Kanye West. Maybe that's why he was trying to set up that music tour that he was going to do before he got banned from going over there. Like, yikes. We could have seen Kanye in the stands at this fight or something, He wasn't allowed over there, though. Which kind of sucks. It's lame, right? Poor Kanye. I feel bad for him. Let's see. Upcoming fights, though, we got MVP card, right? Yeah, okay. So I've been talking a lot about MVP and the upcoming fight that's main eventing Ronda Rousey versus Gina Serrano. You got Nate Diaz versus Mike Perry, which is going to be great. Daniel Naganu versus Lins. I think it was Jeremy Lins. And then like 8 other fights. And if you guys could chime in and let me know some info on some of these other fighters, because I haven't been super into watching the UFC fights or any type of mixed martial arts as much. Like the only name I recognize on this list here is Junior Dos Santos, right? And he's kind of an older fighter too, right? So I feel kind of bad that I don't know a lot of these other fighters, but just from the top 3 fights that they have advertised, it's a great pay-per-view. Like Netflix and MVP and Jake Paul, they're doing a great job with the advertising on this too, right? There's marketing all over the place. The other guy besides Jake Paul, Nakisa Badarian. Badarian. I'm sorry, I'm murdering his name, man. But he's a Canadian sports promoter. He's the other guy you see with Jake Paul. He used to be the CFO of UFC, right? And he was a numbers man. So, and being a Canadian sports promoter, he knows how to promote fights and whatnot. So, with him knowing the fighting promotion aspect and Jake Paul being the face, MVP are putting together great fight cards, and their partnership with Netflix. Netflix is starting to take over the combat sports field. If you get my drift, like they're turning into the new Showtime for boxing. It seems like, right? So, I didn't get any information to the UFC stuff, right? Like apparently, Donald Trump talked Dana White into adding or changing the card to the big anniversary fight that they're doing, right? The 250 or something like that. But I'll try and get some more information on that later. But yeah, I wanted to just give you guys some general news about the sports fighting, combat sports. I got some stuff for basketball too, like the playoffs have been made, but I'll save that for another show, right? We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, and March Madness just ended, right? We'll talk about some basketball stuff. and any other fighting stuff, right? Monday Night Raw's coming up, so I'll try and cover that. And let's see. As far as news goes, that's it for the news. See about any life stuff I could talk about here, right? You guys want to watch out if you're in Los Angeles, right? We got some Santa Ana seasons coming around, right? With it switching over towards the middle and end of spring here in California, right? So make sure you got all your brush cleared out, I guess, right? That'll be your millennial advice. You know, if you live in a fire zone, make sure you don't have stuff that can easily catch on fire around your property. Yeah. Health-wise, let's see, let's get some millennial health out there, right? I'm challenging myself, right? Just to try and be more healthier, older millennial, being the OG millennial that I am. I do 10 push-ups a day, right? I challenge any man out there, do between the ages of 29 and 46, do 10 push-ups a day. Yeah. And aside from that, you know, we need you to like, comment, and subscribe, right? And we'll continue dropping news that you can use, right? Oh, technically speaking, let me give a shout out to the other podcast that I do. We're going to be going live tomorrow on Monday, right? Every Monday you can find us 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube and Instagram. Go to Technically Speaking News. Well, on YouTube it's Technically Speaking News, and on Instagram it's Technically Speaking. And you could catch us live. We're going to be having a special guest on this week. Producer, music producer, and short story creator Chris Childs will be making a special appearance, coming with some good knowledge and the creative mentality, right? So join us, me and Corey Giovanni, and Bobby Lopez. You know, Bobby with an I because Y is for a guy. Tune in. And then for me, right, what you're listening to right now, Millennial Nation Worldwide. Thank you for your time, right, and tuning in. If you listen this far to the end, 17 minutes, man, less than 20 minutes of entertainment. Enough time for you to have taken a shit and wiped your ass fully, right? Make sure you get a full clean ass wiping unless you have a bidet. And that is how the Millennial Nation will close out this episode, right? So thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. I'm the OG Millennial. This is the cat purrs or purrs a lot that keeps on wanting to jump into the little picture right here. Say peace out to him. We got 15 seconds left, so we're going to say peace out to you guys, Millennial Nation Worldwide. Like, comment, subscribe. Instagram is Millennial Nation Worldwide. Facebook, it's Millennial Nation Worldwide. Yeah.